Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Introducing first, out of the green corner. He is said to be by many as one of the best wrestlers in Canada right now. His coach told me he ain't pretty, but he can grapple. And I seen him, he ain't pretty. But I believe he can grapple, and I've seen it. That being said, seriously, out of the green corner, representing MTC and Butcher Shop Jiu-Jitsu, give it up for Andrew Elliot!
Andrew Elliot, seasoned black belt by way of Windsor, Canada, making the trip over the border. Super active, grizzled veteran. Most recently took double gold at Grappling Industries Detroit, ADC Toronto, absolute bronze medalist, ADCC Toronto, 83 kilogram, 35 plus masters, gold medalist. Used to competing against high caliber components. You know, it's been in there with Kieran Kachuk, for example. And looking to play spoiler in what is a bit of a homecoming for David Garmo.
His opponent out of the red corner needs no introduction. A Detroit Jiu-Jitsu black belt with not one but two IBJJF adult national titles at black belt. A IBJJF world silver medalist at black belt. The leader of Assembly Jiu-Jitsu and Michigan's most accomplished grappler. Give it up for David Garmo!
Commander-in-Chief of Assembly Jiu-Jitsu, David Garmo. What can I say about this guy? An amazing, amazing competitor. Like I said, gritty, flashes of finesse, mean. I mean, I've never seen him in a boring match. Josh, I know you can expound more on Dave since you train with him on a regular basis. Go ahead and fill in the gaps there.
I'm just trying to figure out, he's got like that oil spill rash guard. He's, listen, without a doubt, you know, all what you said is true, but what's even more true, Garmo, the most well-dressed person in all of jiu-jitsu.
I would say I'm pretty dapper today. You too, Josh. And they get right into it.
Yeah, Garmo's actually going to be representing the United States and Kazakhstan in a couple of weeks.
That's actually awesome.
Him and his student / teammate Henry Zachary making the trek all the way to Kazakhstan. You know, yeah, jokes aside though, Garmo, you know, like Anthony said, the most accomplished grappler in Michigan, over 400 wins. He's got the spreadsheet, if you don't believe him, to prove it.
He's been challenged and he actually keeps record. You got to respect that. Little fun fact about Kazakhstan. You know, horse is a delicacy over there.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I was watching one of those Flow documentaries where they were, you know, indulging a little bit of horse.
Yeah, they eat horse meat.
That Garmo's run last year at Nogi Worlds was awesome. Like particularly, you know, the heel hook over Francisco Lowe, and then also the heel hook over Rafael Pagani. Like, you know, Garmo's really started to continue to evolve his leg lock ability and is, you know, one of the best leg lockers, not in the state, I mean in the world, and that's not hyperbole. And so strong, man. Now on the arm, he's going to use that to enter to the omoplata. He's got an excellent omoplata game.
Try to enter into some kind of leg lock here from that omoplata.
Yeah, he's probably going to go to backside 50-50, drop his knee into the hip pocket and go to backside as Andy postures out. And he's been in there with good leg lockers, though, before. So
Andrew kind of sitting his way back so he can try to prevent a sweep or an entry into that leg. Garmo does have that underhook, so he's putting pressure there on that leg to prevent that. So there you go, Garmo.
Yeah, Garmo's probably going to enter the legs here. Shelving the foot on the into the legs on top. And you know, Garmo's guillotine front headlock system is phenomenal.
I'm actually going to, and I hope this takes off. So
on the leg, ooh.
His guillotine, I want to start calling it the Garmo team.
The Garmo team.
The Garmo team. I'm sure someone has tried to call it that before, and I'm sure he'd hate it, but I'm going to do it anyway, simply because he hates it. I'm going to call it the Garmo team.
And not only is it the Garmo team, but also he has the Anaconda and Darce. Connects it very well. He's got a whole instructional, actually. Go cop it. Front headlock mastery on BJJ Fanatics.
Yeah.
Kind of laying out his entire system.
That was smooth transition into the Garmo routine. I like it. We're going to make it take off.
Yes.
I think we can do it. Well, Garmo into it. He's got Andrew in his close guard here.
Very good close guard as well.
Very, very good close guard.
Andrew showing, though, he's just positionally sound. Was in a tough spot earlier, but looked comfortable there despite it.
He's trying to put some frames into the armpits, create some space there. Being Andrew.
He had opted to go shirtless, which as we get, the deeper we get into the match, the more that's going to make this position difficult.
Yeah, that was 100%. That was strategic on Andrew's part.
It's a double-edged sword though, because for the chokes, you slip in easier, and Garmo being so good at that, his friend headlocks,
Yeah.
Andrew's got excellent outside passing though. He's a good pressure passer.
Yeah, tried to whip that leg around and try to pass.
Yeah, looking just to put pressure on Garmo, keep him supine and start flanking past his hip line. Garmo likes to enter into half guard on his left hip.
Sounds like you've been studying him a little bit.
No, unfortunately, I've been on the receiving end of way too many times, more times than I like to recall. Garmo also, just because he's so experienced competition-wise, knows how to play, the ADCC rule set as good as anyone. You think back to his ADCC trials running 2022, fourth place, had to finish over Jason Rao, amongst others. He's a gamer.
Yeah, so close. Got the chance to see him last year in Chicago at the ADCC Open Chicago, and very, very good run there. With a tough loss to Jacob Couch, but
Hit a win over Sean Yamamoto.
Yeah, yep. Very, very good matches, man. Like I said, he's probably one of the most fearless competitors that I've seen.
You remember, he had the match with Javad when you guys competed at the Quintet event.
Yes, yes. The infamous third arm. where
Andrew doing a good job of shutting down Garmo's offensive attacks, but that's what he needs to do. He needs to get back onto the offense outside of the guard so he can start putting passing pressure on him to potentially score.
Yeah, good thing about Garmo, he's comfortable anywhere. He's comfortable on the feet. He's comfortable playing guard.
Yeah.
He's comfortable everywhere. I've never seen him in some type of uncomfortable position where he felt the need to really, really get out. His guard game is amazing. His wrestling is very, very tough.
And we're talking about, and Andrew doing an excellent job of flanking the north-south, but Garmo's so hard to score on, especially in this ADCC rule set. The pressure from Andrew, though, very good.
Very, very
in
good.
the second half of the bout. Only 2 minutes, a little over 2 minutes left. Garmo trying to use that 2-on-1 grip to maybe elevate, threaten and then enter the legs. Andrew looks strong though, man. I can just tell you how strong Garmo is in this position, and I know Andrew's got to be strong as well, just based on the way that their physical interactions are breaking down.
Yeah, he looks like he's in good shape.
Penalty, green.
Garmo, calling for action from the top, from Andrew. Feels like Andrew's maybe stalling out a little bit here.
He was just given a penalty.
Almost passed from Andrew Elliott. Garmo able to turtle. Well, now Andrew went on the front headlock, but Garmo able to scramble back to his guard.
Yeah,
a couple of times, Andrew's been close to passing, and a couple of times flanking to that north-south, diving to that north-south. But again, Garmo so good at
very crafty at getting a leg in there to retain that guard.
Especially having a little shorter limbs.
Yeah.
It's less space at under. Yeah, his legs are thick.
They're like tree trunks. Little baby redwoods.
Penalty, green.
Another penalty
for Elliot.
One more, now because he's down 2, we're still at 0-0.
Right.
Garmo's going to get the nod on deductions from Andrew.
Well,
So he's got to have an onus of, you know, a bit of urgency from Elliot.
He needs to start working with some urgency. Nice little cartwheel attempt there.
Almost to the
Double
stack.
unders.
Yeah. Pushing the action. Again, Garmo fishing for the leg. Elliot looking outside, passing camp. Almost passes, but Garmo works back to guard.
Awesome with the guard retention there. Got the leg in.
Super close to being the end of this match.
Yeah.
Elliot trying his hardest to find the points, but
he tried. Yeah, started working a little sense of urgency. In my opinion, a little too late. Those stalling calls.
yeah, that's the difference.
That's a difference maker. Garmo doesn't look too happy.
No, I know he probably wanted the submission, but
Yeah, of course. Who doesn't, right?
yeah.
2 penalties is basically -2, so Garmo won 0 to -2. Garmo by points. Yeah.
Your winner by points, David Garmo!
Add one to the spreadsheet.
So what is that, 501?
So David Garmo, super tightly contested match against Andrew Elliott. Wanted the sub, gets the win. We're going to hear from him shortly.
David Garmo, anything you'd like to say?
Hey guys, thank you Anthony, thank you Danny for putting on this show. I'm so glad that Michigan has more professional grappling in it now. We appreciate you guys for coming out. Thank you. Everybody at Assembly, everybody at DJJ, the Syndicate, all my family, I love you all.